Southwest Asia. What was in this location? What was in Southwest Asia during 3000 BC to 2000 BC? What existed here? What was here? What beings was here in this location during this epoch of time? The redactor, the Vatican, the United States, Great Britain, Germany, along with other interest groups, they claim the following empires were in this location, the location of Southwest Asia that is commonly called the Middle East. These empires of Assyria, Akkadian, Sumer, Elamite, Elamite, Mitanni, Hittite, Median, Chaldean, Lydian, and Phoenicia. But were these empires really in the Middle East? Did they really exist in Southwest Asia? Let's take a look, and we're going to see, we're going to verify and investigate Southwest Asia. Assyria, Mede and Persia. Assyria is located on the Tigris River. It sits immediately east of the Tigris River, and it is located in Namibia, southwest Africa. Now the Tigris River, that river is covered up with a place name called Black Nasab. It is hidden, covered up. The kingdom of Assyria that included Nineveh, and Assyria comes from the name Ashur. Ashur is a son of Shem, and the kingdom of Assyria during its time, it ruled Mede or Media, and it ruled Persia. And both of those kingdoms, Mede and Persia, they are located in Botswana. Assyria is located in Namibia. Mede and Persia are located in Botswana. And Mede, just as the name says, Mede means middle. Mede was the middle kingdom. Assyria was to the left of Mede, and Persia was to the right of Mede. And Assyria ruled during a certain time period. Mede rose up as a power and joined Babylon to defeat Assyria, and they eventually ruled. As time went on, Persia rose as a superpower, and they defeated the Babylonians, Assyria, and Mede, and ruled. The important thing of this is that all three kingdoms, they were never in the Middle East. They were never in Southwest Asia. They're located in Africa, in Namibia and Botswana. Akkadian, Sumer, and Chaldean. These three, they never existed as empires separate and outside of Babylon. All three are cities within Babylon. Now Babylon, that kingdom, it is divided in two. There is a northern Babylon and there's a southern Babylon. And Babylon sits on both sides of the Euphrates River. It is the only kingdom that does that. Northern Babylon, there's a city in northern Babylon that is called Akkad. That's where we get the adjective Akkadian. Akkadian comes from the word Akkad. Now Akkad, that is another name for the city that Sargon the Great founded, which is called Agade. Agade is spelled A-G-A-D-E, but it is pronounced Agade. So Akkad is another name for Agade, and Agade is a city in Babylon, and Babylon is located in Namibia, southwest Africa. Babylon is covered up with a place name called Witvlei. Witvlei is Afrikaans, and Afrikaans is Dutch. Witvlei means white marshes. Now that's northern Babylon. Southern Babylon. In southern Babylon, we find Sumer and Chaldea. And Sumer, we get the adjective Sumerian. Chaldea, we get the adjective Chaldean. Both of these are cities located in southern Babylon, and during a course of time, at different time periods, they rose to power and ruled Babylon from within. So there was a time with Sumer, the Sumerian kingdom, they ruled Babylon. And there was a time when Chaldea, the Chaldean kingdom, they ruled Babylon. But what's important about all this is that Babylon, along with these three cities, they are located in Namibia, Southwest Africa. They were never in the Middle East, called Southwest Asia. Ablate and Elamite. Ablate is from Elba. It is another name from Elba. And Elba is an old ancient city in Syria. And Syria is Aram. And these are located in Namibia, Southwest Africa, in the Comis Highland area. And Aram, which is called Syria, that is covered up with a place name called Windhoek. But the location of Ablate, which is Elba, is Namibia, and it is found in the Comis Highland area, because again, Elba is a city in Syria. The Elamite is from Elam, or Elam. Now Elam, he is a son of Shem. His descendants, they founded a city, and the city was named after Elam. Now Elam is the meaning of the word Aram. You see, Elam means high, and Aram means high. And from this we know that Elam, these are the same people, the same descendants of Aram. Aram is the son of Shem, and Aram descendants, they founded the kingdom of Aram that we call Syria. And part of his descendants, they founded the city of Elam, and they are called Elamite. But both of these dwelt together. They dwelt together in the kingdom of Aram that we call Syria, and their location is in the Comis Highland Plateau area of Namibia, Southwest Africa. Mitanni and Hittite. Let's start with the Hittite. The Hittites, they are the descendants of Heth. And Heth, he is a son of Canaan. And Canaan is a son of Ham. And the Hittites, they dwelt in Namibia, Southwest Africa. They dwelt in and around, right next to the Hebrews, the original black Jews, in the Promised Land. You see, the Jews, they were commanded by the Most High to drive out all the people of the land. And they did partially just that. They did not drive out all the people, and some of the people that remained are the Hittites. Now the Hittites are Canaanites. All of these are Canaanites that dwelt in the land along with the Hebrews and became a thorn in the side of the Hebrews, of the original black Jews. But the Hittites dwelt in Namibia, in Southwest Africa, right in the Promised Land with the Hebrews. And the word Mitanni, that is an Egyptian word. Now, one thing that is known about the Egyptians is that they spoke Ivri. They spoke the same language of the Hebrews. And we find this out through scripture. When Abraham went to Egypt, he did not need an interpreter to speak to the Egyptians, and vice versa. Pharaoh did not need an interpreter to speak to Abraham. When Isaac went there, when Jacob went there, the 12 tribes, when they went there, when Joseph went there, and even while Moses was there, none of these people, the Hebrews and the Egyptians, they did not rely on nor needed an interpreter to understand each other. And that can only mean that both groups spoke the same language, and that language was Ivri. See, the language of the Hebrews, along with the Egyptians, their Ivri language was not confused at the Tower of Babel. But Mitanni, that is an Ivri word. It is spelled with the letters N-H-R-N. And in Hebrew, it's read from right to left, so it'll be N-R-H-N. But that word, that Ivri word, which is also an Egyptian word, is Naharaim. Naharaim. Naharaim means two rivers. And the two rivers, that is a reference to the Euphrates and Tigris River. The Hebrew adds Aram to Naharaim, making it Aram Naharaim. And the Egyptians, they do not add the Aram to the word Naharaim. They just say the word Naharaim. And again, Naharaim means two rivers. And two rivers means the Euphrates and Tigris River. And the Euphrates and Tigris River, they are located in Namibia, southwest Africa. This means that Naharaim, along with the Canaanites, who some of them called themselves Hittites, because they are the descendants of Heth. And again, Heth is a son of Canaan. So Heth is a Canaanite. But these people are located in Namibia, southwest Africa. They were never in the Middle East. Lydia and Phoenicia. Now, Lydia was a dynasty. It was a family. It's a city that was located in the Persian Empire, in Persia, as well as a ruling family. Now, the Lydia was ruled by several dynastic families. One of them, and actually the last family that ruled Lydia, it was ruled by Croesus, spelled C-R-O-E-S-U-S. It is spelled C-R-O-E-S-U-S, but it is pronounced Croesus. Croesus was the king of Lydia. And the name of the dynastic family that he came from, that name is called Mernade. Now, Mernade was the last family that ruled Lydia. Mernade was founded by Gyges, spelled G-Y-G-E-S, Gyges. Gyges, he founded the Mernade dynasty, and Croesus, he was the last king of the Mernade dynasty. Now, Croesus, his dynasty, was ultimately conquered by Cyrus. Cyrus, he was of the Achaemenid dynasty. And both of those dynasties, they ruled Persia. What's important about this is that Lydia was located in Persia. Persia is located in Botswana. It was never found nor located in Southwest Asia, commonly called the Middle East. And Phoenicia. Phoenicia is a Greek word that refers to a region located in North Galilee. You see, Galilee was divided into two parts. There was an Upper Galilee and a Lower Galilee. Phoenicia is the name of a city within Upper Galilee. The Phoenicians, they were Canaanites. Phoenicia is the name of a region and city, which was a part of the Aram kingdom, or the Syrian kingdom, and it is located in Upper Galilee. But the people of Phoenicia were Canaanites. And the important thing of all this is that Upper Galilee is located in Namibia, Southwest Africa. It was never found nor located in Southwest Asia, called the Middle East. Southwest Asia. This is it here. This is Southwest Asia, commonly called the Middle East. Now, we have covered and looked at the evidence, the historical evidence, that the kingdoms of Assyria, Chaldea, Sumer, Akkad, Lydia, Phoenicia, and the rest, they are located in Namibia and Botswana. They were never located in this region, this area called Southwest Asia. They were always in Africa, South Africa. But what is here in Southwest Asia, what has been here in Southwest Asia, are beings or entities that are not human. And this has been confirmed by various geneticists and scientists that have did the research and concluded unquestionably that all non-melanated people, they have extra DNA that is not human. And such conclusion has been drawn and shows that the so-called Neanderthal, the so-called Denisovan, that these beings, they are or were cave people. But you see, these are beings that were not human. Now, the epithet of Neanderthal and Denisovan, they apply to these beings here, these entities that dwelt in Southwest Asia, and they also dwelt in the northern part of Europe and in the east of Asia as well. Europe was heavily populated with many entities, beings that are not human. These are the beings, the ancestors of all non-melanated people today. Now, there's a reason that the descendants of these entities, there's a reason why we find certain Caucasians laying claim to Egypt as their place of origin. There's a reason why we find other Caucasians in this particular area here, so-called Israel. They lay claim to the historical original black Jews, the ones of Scripture. These entities, their descendants, lay claim to the Jews of Scripture, or who they really are. There's a reason why Iran, the Iranians. There's a reason why these people, lay claim to Persia as their place of origin. You see, Iran and Iraq, these are genetically the same people, and they are descendants of these entities, the Beradosian, the Zarzian. These are the ones, the Beradosian and Zarzian, their descendants are who we call Iranians and Iraqis, and so-called Saudi Arabians. The so-called Saudi Arabians, they lay claim to Araba. Araba is located in Namibia, Southwest Africa, in the Karas region, and as well as the Comas Highland Plateau region. That is the historical ancient Araba that is called Arabia. But it has been stolen, confiscated, copied, and forged to this location, and it was stolen by the descendants of the Beradosian and Zarzian. Israel, the historical Israel located in Namibia, the one of history, the one of scripture, the one that we find in the Old and New Testament, that Israel was stolen, copied, forged, and hijacked to this location, and it was done so by the descendants of the Natufian, of the descendants of the Tahunian, of the descendants of the Kayaman, of the descendants of the Yarmukian and Ohala too. The Ohala too is a location located right next to the Sea of Galilee. This is the false Sea of Galilee. This is really a man-made lake. But the Ohala too is given to this region because this region was where caves were, and Ohala too refers to the beings that dwelt in that cave as well as to the region itself. Currently, Ohala too is a resort area, but these are the beings, as well as up north in the so-called fraudulent Lebanon area, the Cardium and the Jaub Janin. These are the beings that lay claim to Israel as their place of origination, as their nationality. And so we have the beings here lay claim to Egypt, these lay claim to Israel, and over here these beings lay claim to Persia, Medes, Assyria, and the remaining kingdoms. Now these are the ones here. Now the research for all of this has been done. The research has been done that shows conclusively that non-melanated people, they are the descendants, they are the offspring of these entities here. All non-melanated people that exist today, they come from these beings. These beings, their descendants are alive and well, roaming the earth, raping and pillaging Africa, and wreaking havoc all across the globe. But these are the ones here. These are the entities that dwelt in Southwest Asia. This is it here. These are the ones. The necessity of these entities and their descendants to cover up their history, their origination. It became necessary for them to do so, and they did it by way of theft, stealing the history of black people, stealing the land, stealing the history, stealing the people, and stealing their texts, their scriptures. That was done and continues to be done today. Now, these are the entities here. These are the names. This is where they are and were located. And these are the entities that are the ancestors of non-melanated people. This is the original so-called Israel, a land that was full of cavemen. This is what Israel is full of cavemen. The so-called Levant area, full of cavemen. The so-called Saudi Arabia location, full of cavemen. The so-called Iraq and Iran location. All of these areas full of cavemen. And all over here, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Pakistan as well. All of these are full of cavemen. The Hissar, these are cave people. These are the name of caves as well as the name of the entities, the beings that dwelt in these caves. And again, these beings, they were not human. But yet their DNA, or what we call DNA, is found in many Caucasians today. All in this area were entities, beings that were not human. In Turkey, you have the Halaf. And Turkey is commonly called the Anatolia, which is all incorrect. These beings, Turkey was full of cave people. Excuse me. And one of the beings is the Halaf that dwelt here in Turkey. And the Halaf, these are the beings that lay claim to the two rivers, the Euphrates and the Tigris or Tigris River, as being theirs. These are the ones, the Halaf, their descendants. They make that claim, and they make many more claims as well. Claims of the original black Jews of being their own. But these are the people here. And again, the research has been done. It has been done by the descendants, their own descendants, have did the research and have shown conclusively that all non-melanated people have extra DNA that is not human, and that DNA, that extra DNA, will take them as well all the way back to Southwest Asia, in this location, in the area of Turkey, and as well as all throughout the Caucasus Mountain. The Caucasus is particularly all of Europe, and as well as many parts of Asia, the so-called Asia. You see, the Asia that has been copied, that has been forged, that has been hijacked. Asia is not this location. The original, the historical, the ancient, the authentic Asia is here. This is Asia. This is Asia, the one that we find in Scripture. Asia was another name. Asia was divided into two parts, Asia Major and Asia Minor. Many people are aware of just Asia Minor, but there's a major as well called Asia. Asia was another name for Galilee. Asia Minor was Lower Galilee, and Asia Major is Upper Galilee. But all of this is Asia. All of this is Asia. And again, this is in Scripture. This is the ancient historical Asia. Paul, in his letters, he mentioned Asia, and Peter mentioned Asia as well, Asia Minor. And when they mentioned Asia Minor, they were referring to Galilee, Lower Galilee. Lower Galilee was also called Asia Minor. But that's the original Asia. And again, it has been stolen and placed here. And it was necessary for these beings, their descendants, to steal Asia and call it their home. In doing so, they are hiding their origination. They're hiding their origin. They are hiding their true identity. But these are the beings, the ancestors of all non-melanated people. This is where they come from. This is their true identity. And again, all of these are cavemen, so-called cavemen, that are not human. And again, this is from the geneticists, various geneticists globally that have did the research. Now this is it here. These are the beings that have dwelt in Southwest Asia. This is what was here. This is what Southwest Asia really looked like. These are the entities that reside in this location, and their descendants still reside here and also in Africa. Now this is it here. The real Southwest Asia, full of cavemen, full of cave people. Full of cave people that was on a journey, a quest to find something to hide their history, to hide their origin, to hide their identity. And they did that with Africa. But this is it here, the original, the real Southwest Asia, the land of cave people, people that are not human.